All right, welcome back, everybody, to Rebecca Recommends. Next up is Liz Johnson. Based in Washington State, Liz Johnson is a seasoned real estate professional who has successfully closed over 1,500 property transactions since 2004. A proud U.S. Army veteran, Liz brings discipline, integrity, and a mission driven mindset to every deal. Her business thrives on referrals from friends, family, and past clients, a testament to the trust she builds with each relationship. In addition to her real estate success, Liz is the author of Perk Your Sphere and Get Your Sphere in Gear, practical guides to building and nurturing a powerful referral network. Known for her ability to troubleshoot even when the most challenging transactions, she's leveraged her extensive experience and a network of trusted vendors to ensure every detail is handled with care and precision. Welcome to the podcast, Liz Johnson. Thanks for being here, Liz.
Thank you, Rebecca.
I'm
Thank you for
excited.
recommending me.
Of course, I officially recommend this message, and any book that Liz is going to put her pen to is one that I'm going to be in support of. So, thanks for being on the call today.
Thank you, my friend. It's my pleasure.
So, tell us what you want everyone to know about your latest book.
Well, it's the same model as Perk Your Sphere. So Get Your Sphere in Gear is just an updated because I wrote Perk Your Sphere in 2016. And it wasn't even completely ironed out at the time I wrote it. So, what I noticed after that was published, and we had the Facebook mastermind groups and stuff like that, that there were a lot of questions. So I was like, oh, I guess I didn't put all the stuff in. I should have. It's missing some ingredients. So, Get Your Sphere in Gear basically fills those gaps in. And then there's even testimonials from other agents across the country and Canada who've taken the blueprint from Perk Your Sphere and put their own little twist on it to make it their own, which was the whole goal of it. Is it's just a blueprint. You can make it your own, and the success they've had with it as well.
Awesome.
Cool.
So, tell us a little bit about how writing a book even came into existence for you.
I'd never intended to write that book, or really any book for that matter. What had happened was in 2015, I'd taken a break from coaching in 2014, a few months, and then decided to jump back in and got a different coach. And when you get a new coach, they go through your entire business like with forensic eyes and magnifying glasses, and they just go through everything. And my new coach was like, what is this line item, this MVP program thing? What is this? And I told her, and she goes, well, I don't think this can be right. It says you're getting a 17 to 1 rate of return on that. And that's really odd. It's normally our thing is like 3 or 4, 5 to 1 is great, but 17 to 1 is unheard of. So what are you doing? And I told her, and then it was her idea. She's like, "Oh my God, you got to write a book." I'm like, "No, no, I don't." And then yeah, here I am. So I did write the book because she's like, "We got to share this with more people. So many people could benefit from this," and blah blah blah. So that's how that started. And
17 to 1 is impressive. I mean,
yeah. So not every year. So there, I don't track it every year, but every now and then I'll do an audit. Last I saw it was like 13 to 1. I think the lowest ever I was like an 11 to 1, but it's still great.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, it hit 20 to 1 at some point. So just
Wow.
depends on the year and the effort.
That's fantastic. Now, we're going to be doing this video. It's going to be going out to the podcast as well as to our Millionaire Real Estate Moms community. And
All right.
so I thought, if you're willing, I've got a couple of different questions that came in from the group
Oh,
and
okay.
wanted just to share with them a little bit of your real estate story.
Okay.
So, you got licensed in what year?
2004.
2004.
Yeah.
And before real estate, what was your immediate job before that?
I was a deputy sheriff.
I love I love it. And so why real estate? What what about real estate? How did that come about?
Well, so ever since I was little, I was fascinated with like floor plans, and my mom was one of those professional open house attendees. That was our weekend activity. She had no intention of buying any of that.
She's
She
like,
just
"Oh, kids, you want snacks? Let's go here."
Pretty much. Pretty much. We went to open houses and then I'd get the little brochure with the floor plan. And so as a kid, instead of drawing like the house with the sun and the trees, I would draw a floor plan. And then, yeah, I love old houses. I'm a total house geek. And so I went to architecture school for a whopping 3 weeks. And then it dawned on me how much math you needed to know. And I was like, ooh, that's a lot of math. No, thank you. Um, and I dropped out and I went in the army and I became a cop, but I always loved houses. I was never a professional open house attendee though. But then, yeah, my now ex and I sold a house of his, and I was watching the real estate agent. I'm like, I could do what she does. I think I would like doing that. But I got in as it just for like a side hustle because I was with the sheriff's office and I was a detective. And I was like, I can just do this on the side and keep my mind occupied instead of, every job for me ends up being boring, even detective at the King County Sheriff's Office. Can get
Okay,
boring.
so you got into real estate thinking it was just going to be a side hustle,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
like just
just
something you do on the side for fun.
yeah, because like police work, there's nobody really calls 911 because they're having their best day. So it's always like bad news and drama and whatnot. So I wanted something that would bring me a little bit of joy. You know what I
That's
mean? So I
that's
thought,
interesting that you would say it that way because I feel like I can definitely relate. Like my previous life was airline and it was always that something went wrong. Like someone's flight was canceled, delayed, or
yeah.
and so I was constantly feeling like I was apologizing for something that was out of my control.
Mhm.
And I was like, when will I ever get to give someone good news?
Well, and even when I would do something great, they're still unhappy that the crime. I'm like, I recovered 64,000 of the $80,000 you had stolen out of your safe, and they're mad about the 16,000 I couldn't recover.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
really?
So
Okay.
then, okay, so then get into real estate and now you're actually able to deliver happy news, like
Yeah, most of the
life-changing
time.
news to people, you
Yes.
know? Yeah, that's powerful. Okay, so
Thanks.
here's my first question. Can you take us back to a season when it didn't look like it does now? Because you are a successful millionaire real estate mom. Maybe you were struggling, doubting yourself, or wondering if this was even going to work for you. What was one of the turning points that shifted things for you?
It was so I got licensed in 2004. I officially quit the sheriff's office in April of 2006.
Okay.
And I thought I was God's gift to real estate. I was the best. I was going places, Rebecca. And then this thing happened in 2007, the end of
Kabam
2007,
in your face.
when I was pregnant
Whew.
and just got about to get the permit to occupy on a brand new lakefront home that, yeah. So in my BMW, like all of it was just a nightmare, right? And yeah, the market crashed and it was awful. But I did in 2009, in the beginning of 2009, I took a position as a team leader at Keller Williams Realty. And it was a salaried position with benefits. And oh, also during that crash and I was pregnant, my husband left me. I forgot that part. Yeah. Oh, and I lost the house. Yep. It was great. So so I took that salaried position and it was $5,000 a month. It was 60,000 a year. And I had realized that was the biggest turning point I've ever had in my career because it was 9 to 5. Like if I needed to go to the dentist, I had asked permission. It was a salary position. It wasn't like loosey goosey. I'm going to go get my nails done this afternoon. And I thought, God, if I just put this much time, energy, and focus into my real estate career, I would make way more than 60,000 a year. I like, what am I doing? Why have I not treated that like this? Like, come in every day and stay in the office, like, do work, do
Right.
something,
Show up and
show up.
yeah, I think you're right.
So,
So the turning point of you being so highly accountable in a salary position forced you to treat your time and
yep,
your business like an actual business.
yep,
Now, you skipped over something, and I think it's important to touch on because I've got this in common with you too, is that after the crash, we short sailed the house. I
yep.
remember meeting with a bankruptcy attorney trying to figure out how we were going to make ends meet. Um, and so you said like you were driving the car, you lost the house, and then your husband leaves you. Like, what lesson did you learn in the material things like the
Oh,
house,
God.
the car? Like, did you feel at that point like you could go on to sell real estate because you didn't have those things?
No, yeah, I felt like I remember saying when I was losing everything, one of my affirmations that I would say over and over, it's okay, I'm gonna make it all back. It's
Mm.
okay, I'm gonna make it all back. And it comes into play later in my story where I was blocked with something and my coach was like, "What is the issue?" I'm like, "I don't know." And she goes, "Yeah, but if what like that question, but if you did know the answer, what would it be?" And I was like, "I don't know, I don't know." And it was so the house I lost, we lost $236,000 in cash. We like our down payment and then the money that we put into the new construction because we bought a fixer and like tore it down to the studs with like one wall. But it was 236 of actual money, not pretend money, not equity. And when I was back on the upswing in about 2016, my coach was like, "You have all this money sitting in your account. You need to buy an investment property. You need to do something. You can't just sit in your checking account." I'm like, "I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready." And then it got to 236. And I said, "I think I'm ready." She goes, "What happened?" And that's why I go, "I don't know." And she goes, "But if you did know, what would it be?" I go, "I don't know. I don't know."
Ah,
Is there something about that number? And I go, "I have no idea." And then it hit me. I was like, "Oh my God, that was the number." And I said, so my subconscious wouldn't let me spend it till I made it all back because I said, "I'm going to make it all back."
wow.
Isn't that
Wow.
crazy?
So like muscle memory, like it knew down
I
to
didn't
the
know, but it
dollar. Wow. That
remembered.
is amazing.
I know. It's like it always. Whenever I tell that story, I get chills because I'm like, I literally like for a day. She's like, "What was it?" I go, "I don't know." She goes, "It's not even an even number." I go, "I know. I don't know."
Mm. Mm.
That was the number.
So good. So good. Okay, next question. What were some of the limiting beliefs or fears you had to overcome to step into the version of yourself that could build the life that you have today?
Oh, it's a lot. Um, I have to remind myself that I'm not who I used to. Like. I was not an angel as a teenager. I made a lot of questionable choices. By the grace of God, I am here. There's plenty of times I could have, should have died or been in jail. We'll just leave it at that. And sometimes I get in my head that like you all know, you guys know. And I'm like, they don't know. And I'm not that person anymore anyway. Like the army straightened me out.
Mm.
Um, and so that was one where, because I don't have a college degree, um, I'm smart, but I'm not educated, if that makes sense. So sometimes I feel some kind of way about that stuff, and it's like it doesn't matter. And like I've read books like I always get the Millionaire Mind and Millionaire Next Door mixed up, but one of them is like most millionaires were C students or didn't even go to college, and like I have to remember these things. Like it's okay that I had a rougher beginning than most people.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's something to be said that it's not that you don't like to learn, it's just that you learned in different ways than the majority of people, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I
And
had a scholarship to go to the San Francisco Art Institute. but I couldn't go because my mom had died a few days before my senior year, and it was a partial scholarship. It was like 11,000, but I needed another 11,000 and I didn't have it. And then I'm like, what am I going to do in San Francisco? Like, who's going to take care of me? Like,
Mm,
I, the scholarship was there, but I didn't have the support system to make that work.
hmm. So then do you feel like the biggest limiting belief was then just that you're worthy
Yeah.
of that, like you're worthy of success
Yep.
and good things?
Yeah. Because even it's funny now, but I finally at a family function not that long ago, I get the backhanded compliment from them when they're like, my cousin kept going on. She's like, look at you. I mean, there's no, we were convinced you'd be in prison. I mean, just look at you. We're so proud. I'm like, will you stop it? Stop. She's like, no, I'm just saying, like, you made some really bad choices. I'm like, yes, Nicole, I know that. Can you please stop? Can you please, like, can we just move on?
Like how many years ago was that and that somehow that's still a
40
thing?
years ago, 35, 40 years ago. I'm like, I'm good now. Okay, I got it.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Okay, so let's talk about the balancing act. So, as a mom and entrepreneur, what does balance really look like for you, and what boundaries or rhythms have helped you protect what matters most?
I am often caught saying the term life and counterbalance. So I do not subscribe to this perfectly balanced life theory. I don't think it exists. If it does for you, awesome. But like yesterday, I took my first honest days off. Like I did not answer a call. I did not do anything work related. I didn't even check the MLS, nothing. Um, but the weekend before I worked both days
Hmm.
and I'd worked, I guess, what, 15 days straight or something. So and I do that, like I travel a lot too. So I'm like, I don't mind working weekends or nights if I'm like, okay, that's fine. Cause Sunday morning I'm flying to Italy for 2 weeks. Like I'm not working at all then. So I front load or back load. And then I'll also say like I can sleep when I'm dead. Or the opposite happens, and it just happened a couple weeks ago where I had nothing on the books, like no appointments, no nothing, no listings coming on that week, and I was kind of getting panicky. And my assistant's like, "Hey, what do you always say? This is the calm before the storm. Be present, enjoy the quiet, go paint." Go garden, go do something, and then it'll be busy and you'll be wishing that you had
Yeah,
the free time. And I'm like, you're right.
yeah, that's good. That's really good. What's something you've had to let go of? Either a habit, a
Mm.
belief, or even a relationship in order to grow into the badass woman that you are today?
Ooh, okay. Um, I had, well, yeah, I had to let go of my marriage and not to be all like, woe is me, doomsday-ish, but I kind of have had to let go of the idea of having a life partner. It might happen. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm also not seeking it because what I know about me is I will get lost in a relationship. I will like if I met some amazing man today and he's like, let's move to, I don't know, Maine, I'd be like, okay. Like, no. You know what I mean? So it's it's hard for me to be both a really good business owner and a really good spouse because I get spread too thin because I try to
Mm.
be everything to everybody and then everybody's just mad at me.
Mm.
So,
Well, the reality is I read a report and it was that because of real estate being what it is, like we're up there. We're up there with air traffic controllers and first responders, like real estate agents, stress. It can eat you alive if you don't watch it, right? if you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
do those ththings to keep things in check.
Well, and just like I remember sometimes fighting with my ex, like I would be on my phone and he's like, "You're not even on the phone with the client. You're posting on Facebook. Jesus." And I go, this is how I make money too. Like it's not just this, it's all these different things. Like, or I'd be going to a party and he's like, I thought we were gonna do this. I'm like, I have to go to Rebecca's. I'm just gonna be there like an hour, say hi to everybody, Irish goodbye. But I gotta go make that FaceTime with all
Hmm.
these people that,
Hmm.
some are past clients, some are in my sphere. I'm gonna meet new people that I could add to the database. Like, but he saw it as a party and I'm like, I don't want to go to this thing. It's work for me. Just
Right,
happens to start at 7 p.m.
right. Yeah, yeah,
So
that makes sense. And so then when it comes to relationships or yeah, I mean like talk to me about your inner circle, like who you surround yourself with. So
yeah.
what does that look like?
So they're not all real estate agents. I have, and it's funny how patterns follow you. I was this way in high school too. And in the army, like I've got all these different group of friends where have you ever seen like a meme where it's like when I invite all my friends from all my walks of life into one place and everybody's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Because I've got my real estate friends, and then I've got friends that are not in real estate that think the real estate friends are crazy, and then there's the old cop friends that everybody thinks they're crazy. And but what the common denominator is, because well, everybody has some sort of drive and history of winning. Like one of my best friends is a competitive power lifter. So she doesn't make the income that me and the real estate agent friends make. So her and I don't talk money, but she is a winner. She is a goal setter.
Achiever.
She's an achiever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so seems to be the common denominator amongst my friend groups that we all have something we're proud of that we do.
Hmm. That's good. That's good. And then you've got one son, right?
Yes.
And so when he looks back one day, what do you hope he will say he's learned by watching you live this life?
Mm. I hope he learns that like that saying, everything works and nothing doesn't. That if you put your mind to something and you show up and you do the activities, that you'll achieve success. Whether it's he's a musician, so whether it's that or if he whatever he decides to do, you just got to be focused and disciplined and be consistent. And I
That's
always
fun.
heard me say that 1,000 times. The key to success in any industry is discipline and consistency, or flip
Yeah.
flop the words.
Yeah. Well
So
said.
showing up
Now,
when you don't feel like it.
now he's how old right now?
17.
17. So can you go back to him being like 3, 4, 5 years old? Because there's a lot of moms.
Yesterday.
Yeah, there's a lot of moms who are in the juggle
Oh,
of
yeah.
that life right now, multiple littles and running all over the place in different directions. Like what were some strategic, tangible things that you did to keep on top of things as a mom and as a business owner?
Okay, so two things I'll say on that is when he was really little, like a baby, I called it swing shift and my day shift. So my day shift, and I did have him in daycare from when I did that salaried stint, but they found my relief in January 2010, I just kept him at daycare 4 days a week. And everybody thought I was crazy working on commission only and paying a daycare. But I was like, so I showed up every day and I had to work. Um, but I would pick him up around 4 and then we would do mommy son things. And then I would get him to bed, depending on his age, whether it was 7, 7:30 or 8. But as soon as he went down, I would scarf something down and then I would work till midnight doing those market
Hmm.
analyses, checking on that or finally reading the title report or the inspection report, doing things that didn't need to be done during the day. and I would just start over. And then as he got older, and well, even when he was little, he would go show a house with me every now and then. I would stack my days where, like, if his dad had him or he was at daycare, are the days I would do listing appointments and such. The days I had him, we would just do errand things like we got to go put that lockbox or grab that lockbox off that house or put flyers in the flyer box, things like that. And then as he got older and started to be more vocal about me being gone and working, and he had a lot of friends who had stay-at-home moms. And he's like, well, why can't you be there? I'm like, because I make money and we like to go do nice things, right? And I would give him examples. Like he'd say that while we're sitting in the Rainforest Cafe at the mall after shopping. And I'm like, if I didn't work, we can't do this. So if you like to do these things, I have to work. So I can't always be around every minute of the day. And I've seen as he's gotten older that he's appreciated that because I eavesdrop a lot too, and what him and his friends will say, and he's described me as a badass, and like,
Because
you
you
know,
are. Well, and I mean, yeah, I mean, share with the group because one of the things I've always admired about you is the time off that you carve out and that you make happen. I
yeah,
think a lot of times people are just like running ragged. They don't take time to unplug. And you guys have taken family vacations. Like you've been purposeful about that.
yeah, that's a priority. But that goes back to what I said earlier about the life and counterbalance. Is I would rather work 15 days straight, 10-hour days, and then have an honest full week off in Hawaii where my calls are even forwarded to my assistant. Like I don't need, unless she calls me on the bat line, we call it. We have a different phone number that only a couple people know. Then yeah. But that to me is integral. Like I have to have that, and I always have to have a trip booked. So, um, well, I did just book one for my birthday, but that's like a short little Cabo there and back. But I have for 14 months out booked 2 weeks in Italy,
Nice.
September, and then I just tacked on a week in Iceland after that for a yoga retreat.
That's fantastic. Yeah, if there isn't, I know if I go into my Alaska Airlines app and it's blank, like there's a problem. Like I've got
Right.
to have something to look forward to in the future.
Yeah, because I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm so burnt. And I go, 28 more days. Okay, I can do this. 28 more days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so you did touch on it as far as leverage. Um, like so leverage at home back then when he was little. So it was daycare 4 days a week. What other leverage at home have you found most helpful?
I have a house cleaner that comes every 2 weeks. So obviously I'm still doing laundry and dishes and vacuuming but she does the heavy lifting stuff and I call her my accountability partner because I do have to pick up before she comes or else it'll be a scavenger hunt. So I can't let the kitchen island be a crazy mess so that's one. And then I've had like gardeners on and off depending. Like right now my neighbor likes to cut my front lawn, so I let him and I buy him tequila. um but yeah, I've got stuff like that. I know I should probably have groceries delivered, but that's a weird simple joy in life I like doing is grocery shopping. I know it's weird.
If you enjoy it, then that's cool. It is.
Right. When I had surgery, I had it delivered a couple times or like the pickup, and I'm like, what is this? This is not, that is a terrible head of romaine lettuce. I can't even believe you would pick that random person at Kroger, but whatever. Um,
That's good. Okay, so
yeah,
then let's talk about leverage at work.
I'm really leveraged at work. So I have a director of operations that also like side gig as my personal assistant. So like right now she's working on canceling my Xfinity or no, I don't know what we're doing, but we're fixing my personal budget because apparently I was spending like almost $500 on television situations between the Roku and Netflix and Xfinity and all the things. So she's fixing that.
Am I guilt? Is it my fault because I brought that up about my Netflix?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm like, well, I've known it's been on it. I know. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with it, especially, and I just got another one for HBO Max that went from like 24 to 28. And I'm like, but I'm not giving it up. But so yeah, so she does a lot of my personal stuff too, but she does all the bookkeeping stuff for the company. And then I have an assistant. She's virtual, but I have an assistant in the office that puts physical things together. Like I was in Eastern Washington. I just got back for this and was like, I'm doing a market analysis, but I need these things printed, put in a packet, and somebody needs to bring it to my house because this listing appointment's first thing in the morning, and I don't have time today or tomorrow morning before that to run down to the office and back. And the appointment's 2 blocks from my house.
Mm,
So it got dropped off. So I'm very leveraged in that way. And a TC, transaction coordinator. And then I've got an agent on my team that helps with sales. And then I'm bringing on another one this week.
awesome. And so that was my next question is if you're hiring and if someone
Oh,
listens to
yeah.
this and wants to talk about opportunities on your team, if that's
Yes,
something you're looking for.
absolutely. And we have a team in Phoenix too. So if they're there, but yeah, we're really mostly focusing on the Washington, Pierce County team. And but even if they're somewhere else, I can connect them with somebody that, might be a good fit wherever they're at.
When when did you hire your first assistant, like in the realm of your real estate story? How many years in were you before you hired someone?
Well, I hired a transaction coordinator pretty early on because that me and paperwork are not friends. We're not kosher with each other. And then my first big grown-up hire, like where what she wanted me to pay her made me really uncomfortable. But she's like, I'm a mom and I have to make this much money or I have to go work for someone else. I was like, "Ugh, okay, fine." That was in 2014 and that was life-changing.
Life-changing how?
Because I had like it wasn't just some intern or some part-time girl or it was like a real adult woman
Mm,
that had skills that was able to help me get to the next level in my business. And it was right around the time we were working this Perk Your Sphere, Get Your Sphere and Gear stuff. So
okay.
she was a big part of that. And then from there on, I only hired like adults that like had actual jobs and
That we're
not,
taking the job seriously.
yeah, 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 not just some part-time, when I
Yeah.
could get to it.
Yeah. No, that's good. So we are in real estate, which is 100% commission based. And so what strategies or what ways have you gotten off that crazy roller coaster of up and down?
I would love to tell you that I'm not on the roller coaster anymore. I'm still on it from time to time. Like I had 9 million in volume close in September, which was crazy. I think that's the most I've ever closed in 1 month.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, because the another month in 2023 it was like 8.2 and that was the most. So I think 9 million is the most I've ever closed in 1 month. But then October is like maybe 2 million. It's not good. It's not great. I mean, it's fine, but not with the bills I have to pay and the salaries I have to pay. Um, but I would say the leverage is what helps you get out from the complete roller coaster. Because before having any sort of assistant, like, and I was doing everything, I was too busy to lead generate or follow up with people. And then once everything closed, I'd be like, oh my God. And then I'd pick up the phone and start, hitting the pavement. And then I'd get all this business again. And that was the roller coaster. So I guess it's still a little like this. It's just not like this. It's
Yeah.
not the dips and the peaks aren't as severe. It's just, you know,
Yeah. That makes sense. And then when it comes to wealth building, what are you most passionate about?
real estate. That's where, I mean, I do have money in the stock market, I guess. I don't manage it. It's someone else and like a SEP IRA. I have like that kind of stuff, but that doesn't get me excited. I have 3 rentals I love how they cash flow. I love how much they've gained in equity. I've also lost some in equity, but I wasn't selling, so that's pretend money.
Mm-hmm.
And then my two more recent investments were notes where I'm the bank on a house. I'm first lien holder on a house. And then the other one, I have a HELOC on a house. So I just get like the second one, it was $100,000 and it was sitting in my bank account making $200 a year. So I bought the note and now I get 650 a month.
Which that's fantastic. I mean, that's true wake up money. Like
Yeah.
you wake up and no matter what, that $650 is showing up for you. And I think well, you tell me, does that change your mindset? That
Oh,
there's that there's money coming in whatever amount it is, but that it is completely passive showing up. How has that changed your outlook on things?
it takes the pressure off so big time because if I didn't have the vacation home, that I call it the cabin, but it's a vacation home and it's a lot of money a month. If I sold that, I could literally just live off my residual income of the rentals, the notes, KW profit share, the book revenue. I've got a few little things out there like that. I don't have to work anymore. So whenever I get super stressed out, I remember that. Now, the downside to that is sometimes it's hard to find your motivation when like when I was $160,000 in debt and I didn't have a house and I had all these bills and I wanted a new car and like that's a driver. So I don't really have that right now.
So I have to tell you, so that was something that I had this exact conversation with one of my coaches recently, and he just said it so simply. He said, Rebecca, it's so easy to run when something's chasing you.
Mhm.
And so you hustle hard and you do whatever it is so that it doesn't catch you and that you can get out of the debt or that you can, put the money in an emergency fund or so then when you do kind of get to that place of stability, it's then what's the next level or like what's going to get you, what's the saying? What got us here isn't going to get us there. And so then
Right.
like what is that next thing that's going to motivate you?
Yeah. And
And
I still struggle sometimes. Like I was honestly thinking about just starting the retirement thing and that I would just start some other whatever business, whether it be open up a sandwich shop or who knows, maybe coaching, I don't know, whatever. And then, because I know I'm not going to just sit home and watch The Price is Right and like go to the gym for 2 hours. I'm not gonna just sit around. And then I thought, no, I still got more in me. I'm not that hungry. I just got to find, you know, the win of it. And I
yeah.
do still like getting that September, that 9 million. Like, can I get 10 million? Can I get 12 million in 1 month? Like, let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's what I was going to ask you next is like, what are you excited about?
Well, I'm reading this book called The Science of Scaling by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And I saw him speak last month. And that's right when I was like, I had to go to a place conference and I said I had to go because it was mandatory that I went. And I was just like, ugh. And then all the things happen. And of course, 2 days later, I'm all fired up. And I decided I'm not retiring anytime soon. And the biggest year I ever had was 60 million in volume. And I decided during this down market that I'm going to do one way or another, not sure how, 100 million in 2026. So
I love it.
yeah, I don't have a plan for that quite yet, but we're gonna open every door that knocks because it could be opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Definitely. Okay, so talk to me then. Like you're going to set this plan in place and who's going to hold you accountable?
Well, you are because I just told you. My coach is because he knows. The owners of place will, because they know. My team will. That's like the main reason I do have a team is because again, it's easy for me to just not work that hard, but I have to show up because they're showing up, and I'm a big lead by example girl. So I would never be like, you guys have to do this, but I'm not going to make those calls. You guys make those calls. I'll just sit here and scroll Instagram reels. Like I'm not going
Right.
to do
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So now let's get back to the book.
that.
Who is the best person? Like, who is this book for? Like, what type of agent or what type of business or like who's going to get the best bang for their buck out of this book?
Well, I would say real estate agents, but I know other businesses that have kind of run with it, like a paint business. And it's basically any business person that wants to work by referral or does it streamlines like the rewards because what would stress me out before I have this is you might give me a referral. Your sister wants to sell her home. And so I give you a $50 Starbucks card. And then I work with your sister, and then she refers me to her best friend. And then I'm going, wait, what did I give Rebecca for referring her?
Mm,
Because they're going to talk. So it better be the same. And I'd stress out about it. So then this is like everybody gets the same reward. And then I was struggling with making phone calls because as extroverted and bubbly and fun as I can be, I still am terrified of the phone. I don't like it. I mean it's easy to call the person who you sold a house to a couple months ago to say, "How's the house? Whatever ended up happening with the neighbor's fence? Did you guys agree?" Like there's something to talk about. But I'd always feel weird calling the guy whose rental I sold 2 years ago. Like,
yeah.
"Hey, remember me?" Like I don't know what to say. So this gives me a reason to call because I'm like, hey, we've got that thing coming up this month, and I thought of you. I think this would be fun for you guys. You should come, or this might be a giveaway you'd like. So it just makes it a lot easier. And I would say it's for the relational type of agent, not so much transactional. So I have talked to people when I've explained the system to them, and they're just making this face of like, ew. And they're like, so like you call people after like you've closed the deal, like you stay in touch? And I go, yeah. And they're like, why? I go, why not? I mean, I feel like we became friends, although there are some that no, I'm not staying in touch with because we all have those deals, right? But yeah, it's if you want to not cold call, this is a good thing for you to do.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right, and so where can they get your sphere and gear?
On Amazon.
Wonderful. And if there's an agent out there that's listening and they're like, yeah, Liz is cool, we want to send referrals her way, what areas do you specialize in?
Well, I'm slated for year 6 now to be the number one resale agent in Bonnie Lake, Washington, if all goes the same. But
Whoop,
5 years in
whoop.
a row, number one for resale in units. There are new construction agents that beat me out because we have a lot of new construction here. But residential resale, I'm that. So cover Bonnie Lake, obviously, Buckley, Puyallup, Sumner, Milton, Edgewood, all that.
Awesome. And if someone wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Just call or text me. You want me to say?
Awesome. No, I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay.
Very cool. Well, thank
Email's
you.
the worst way to get in touch with me.
There you go. Well, I have so enjoyed just hearing more of your story. Thank you so much for taking the time to share. And everyone, be sure to get your sphere in gear, get your own copy. Think about the return on investment. I mean, if you are someone who doesn't like the phone, who doesn't know what to say to people, she's telling you that you pick up this book and it's going to give you the perfect reason to reach out to people.
And you don't have to have been in the business a long time either. You can be brand new and just twist the verbiage of like, I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to do it this way. And it's all in the book, though. It explains how to scale it. It's totally scalable, whether you have 10 people in your database or 100,000 people in your database.
I love it. Thanks so much, Liz.
Thank you, Rebecca.